I'm going to go live. I was waiting for someone to show up. If there was no one here, I'm going to end the video. It's a tough video, this video that I'm going to do. So I wanted to talk about certain words. Let me see that I'm not double anything over here. Just give me a second. Not doubling up over here. Open chat. Let me just get rid of this. Down to 1. Let me check out over here on Facebook. Let me just see where I am before I begin. Continue here. Okay, so nothing is here. Okay. I really am not sure where I'm going to begin, so just give me 1 minute. I wanted to go to the kitchen for a second, get a drink, start myself off. Where is, oh God. We're going to begin in a minute. I'm going to boil up a little bit of water. Is that the cat that wants to come in? 1 second. Let me get the cat. Let me go over here. Kitty cat. Wanted to put on a hat. Need a hat. Need a hat. I am really definitely not prepared. 5,708 in the house. 1 to 5,008. My football game was a disaster, so I had to turn it off. There was no 50-50 at all. The opponent owned both sides of the field. It's very funny. How did you come to football? Is it NFL? Is it the college football? Which way were they going? Right? Which way was home? Right? They switched the home zones. Right? We had the 50-yard line. We had 10 yards, the 3-point, the field goal, right? Or the extra point, because we're using the same upright. We're using the same upright, not up left, upright. So for both sides, it's an upright and it's a touchdown. So up and down. We go up for the right and down for the touch. So we have to understand Michigan State. Okay, so Michigan. You know they have Michigan hot dogs. Why do we have all these names? Where do these names come from? What do they mean? Will it mean anything if I put a number on a name and say it's that name because we have to have that number? And why do we need this name and this number? Let's see if I can explain it, my theory, why things are the way they are. Anybody can do count words, right? Mr. Messer, is there any way you can send me that paper so I can put it up for the other people to see how you aligned up the numbers backwards and forwards? I think you call it Carpenter's something or other. I had it. I lost it. Because that's sort of part of also of what I do. I think it's very important that we square off all our numbers. I mean, we can just say one word. Like, first of all, let me tell you that in this video, I wanted to talk about the size of the Canadian football field, the size of the NFL and CFL. I also wanted to talk about A.L.A.S.T, A.L.L.A.S.T, A.L.A.S.T. I also want to talk about the Greek letter MUI, M-U, and I also want to talk about ham, like ham radio, so it's MUHAM. And then I want to talk about MAD, I want to talk Muhammad. So the mu is mu and it's not mo, so it's not a moo, so it's not a cow. Oh, that's really cool. Okay. Can you put up the link up here, if you don't mind? The Michigan State, all the Michigan State, two-hand teams, one hand wrestled the other to nothingness. Okay. So so far I've gone nowhere. I'm trying to figure out where I was. I believe that something to do with water. We live sort of what I say is the fishbowl. We live in the fishbowl. Up here, it's round, and at the bottom, it's round. In fact, the whole world is round. The world is round. Goes above in the sky and below in the ground. And then we have the surface of play. That's flat. Surface of play is flat, but everything else is round. Where are we? In the middle of a sky, inside a television set? Where's the TV set? Am I Fred Flintstone? Am I George Jetson? Is my wife Judy? And my daughter is Jane with Astro and Elroy? All these words, for me, all the combinations of words has to keep flowing for the system to work. When you slow down the words, you build up. You're building up. Something is rising. I like to call it, that's why I call it the beaver dam. The beaver dam. Right? And everything that goes with a beaver. You know, you're driving your 18-wheeler down the road, and hey, look, I saw a beaver on the side of the road. 10-4, buddy. 10-4, 52-52, 10-4. JD, the mirror of creation of what is F. 33, where does this come from? A, B, C. A plus B equals to C. We recreate another C, and we place C and C, but inside is the mirror. It's a split mirror, and it's D. D is two parts, 2 and 2, shared with both sides, but it's 3, 4, 3, 10. In order to do this simply, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals to 10. We can also look at number 7, that 3, 4 is 7, and 4, 3 is 7. We can also say that's the day of the week. We can also look at this cube and know that 3.5 is the center day of 7, in which is the extremities of this dice, 1 dot and 6 dots. It's the only two sides that if you drill holes in this side, 6 holes will come out on this side. Do I have another dice somewhere that we can do this? Now remind me what I was talking about, because I sort of open up a lot. I just open up a lot of tunnels, a lot of veins, So what happens is when the information is blocked and it only goes to a small percentage of brains or pods, the rest of it must build up. Now don't forget, what is water? Well, if I break down the elements of water, we'd have to go to the periodic table to understand what everything is, because you're seeing everything in full form, but not in parts and pieces. Although the alphabet you see in full form, it creates a greater form, because the alphabet is actually a dot and a dash connected together on different angles to create the form of the letter that it is. Put it into a position in the alphabet and understand what that position is, and then we have to alter the position. These are the base numbers that go: AJS, BKT, CLU, DMV, ENW, FOX, GPY, HQZ, headquarters, to Fox. Then, when we get to number 9, it's only 2 letters, it's INR. So here we have the 6 opposite the 1. Or let's do it easier. I'm going to drill one hole. I'm going to drill that one hole right over here. Whoop, that's not pretty much the center, right? There. The one hole went right over there. And right there in the center. I'm not very good. Let me erase this. Can I erase that? There we go. That's a 7. Now, if I do it on the other side, just 1 second. That's a 7. Something is different. Where am I going with this? Just 1 second. What if I took these two? Oh my God. One is that way, one is this way. Imagine if I turned this one. They'd be going the same way, or if I turn both of them, they'd be going the same way. This one is the letter I. It's 7 and 2 areas empty, 7 and 2 inside the house of bait. Although there's another 7 and 2 on this cube, and it's this one over here. There are 7 areas inside of 2 areas over here, unlike the 7 and 2 that's in this one over here. 3 come 11, the student, the king, been crowned. What is 1 and 2? And there's games that come out with this. Hold on, let me see this. Seven, 7, 7. 7 on this side, but not really 7. There's 9. We can take away, say, 1 dot and 8, 3 dots and 6, 6 dots and 3, 4 dots and 5. Then we can go 5 dots and 4. Whoop. And we can do 2 dots and 7. And when we do that, the opposite of the 2 is the 5. The opposite is the 6 is the 1. Now I'm holding the dice on the pole. 2 sides. The rest of it is the ring. What am I doing right now? I know, Mr. Messer, I know you know, I believe you know and understand what I've been doing for the last, 14 years here, 20 years altogether, is I have to create. Now, I don't know if it's the grill, the pieces and the parts. We have to understand what are the pieces and the parts. If we're going to rebuild what has already been built, but we're going backwards, where does it come from? Why is it here? Why was it done? Where is it being used? To the day of rest, man is created. At the gateway, 7, where that 1 dot fits with the 3 and 3 over here. This is a heart. There's 2 hearts inside of here. Because you can't see it, I'm going to draw it for you. So here's where it is. Here's where it is. Now we can talk circles, we can talk squares, we can do this, and we can do this, or is it this? Or is it this? You know, we could be playing this, right? Or it could be this. Nintendo. It's almost the same as light 10-9, right? Light 10-9 times 3 equals 57, times 2 equals 38, times 1 equals 19, times 4 equals 76. This is your A, B, C, D base creation. Then in between here we get E, and then we get F, G, H, and I. That's your base creation. I'm going to get back to explain that. Now I'm going to get back up to where I was with the two hearts with the 2. Now, should I take the 2 and design it exactly the way you saw it? Right? Here and here. And then inside is that. Here is the 1 center to what is 3 and 3. See the way it creates the basic strawberry on each side? See the way it creates the pentagram, the number 8? So at the same time, we can still draw it here. That's one side. And then we're going to create the other side. These are 2 hearts. There's a heart over here. I mean, I can just, right? We can do it this way, right? Now, I'm not sure, do I overlap the hearts? Right? Am I going to overlap the hearts? 33 comes together. Are we going to overlap the hearts? Right? And then we have the shield that's created within. But the hearts are like this. Now, do we join them? What is the question if we join them? Now we get a full box of the 2 hearts. Or should we just create it this way? 1 heart and then 1 heart over the other. Now, if you look at the bicycle cards, there's this tombstone and it's 808. Unless you want to say it's Bob. Because if it was Bob, right, then it would be 13013 or 404. Dividing the night and the day. Dividing the night and the day. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 3 and 4. And it becomes 707 or just 007. 2 sides to the right, 1 side to the left. You see, this is to the right side. I'm not doing it. It's to the right or to the left. I already have the heart. You need the heart. You already need the heart. You need the heart to live. So you would take all this side and you would leave out this side. This would be the heart to live on this side. Not sure if I'm explaining this properly. So what happened over here is that this space here, I shouldn't have done it that way. Let me darken it really, really dark. Really, really dark. Maybe I can do it with this one. No, I'm going to do it with this one. And then I'm going to take this corner. And then I'm going to take this corner. These 3 spaces are empty. These 3 are locked up. So these 3 spaces are now located outside of the living zone. These 3 areas are all out here. Only these 2 came together to capture an area space over here. And like a dolphin, you can jump under and in. The other thing I want to mention is that there is no passage here. There is no passage here. You see the way the 2 lines show up, right? Or this is in one house. If I put the line here, it's inside this house. Now I'm going to do this. I don't know where I'm going with this yet. I'm thinking. But what you have to note is the door. You don't go in through a door in the corner. The entry is here, 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 and here. Those are the entry points on a flat part of the house. Now, if you cut the part of the house, we can enter over here. And that's what this 2 is representing, that we can enter between both houses through that 1 empty space in the center, because that 1 empty space, okay, is not the closed off space. You see, here's the 2 dark dots. I'm going to take a look at that message. So when I have this, that is 17. That's 17Q, 2 spaces. So there's 4 times 17 equals 68, and that becomes the word house and planet. It is the dividing gate. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to 8 equals to 6. The word cat is that number. Oh, I'm sorry. Cat is that number. And inside this and this expression is 21 plus 3. 3, 2, 1. 77. No, that's not going to be 77, is it? Times 3 equals to 231. Is that's the inverted 2. That's the inversion. Hold on a second. 3, 2, 1. What is 3, 2, 1? 3 times, is that 221, 231? Hold on a second. Well, let me see that. 210 and 21 is 231. So this is 321. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. It's 107. Okay. It's 107. Okay. Number 20 is 107. Number 107 is also 5 times 2, 5 plus 2, the Earth number, equals to 10, equals to 07 or 17Q. Why is it 17 to 1? It's 17 to 1 in games. I'm going to put the camera up. I hope it doesn't. Yeah, my camera is popping up somewhere else. I'm going to get myself some hot water in the kitchen, but first I'm going to go through the notes by the Keys to Wisdom. Keys to Wisdom. I also want to speak about what I do. If there's anybody that's new here, just raise your hand. I wish we can get a live chat going. It would be much easier. I am not the end. I am only here that if you are here, that we are all here to talk about if there's an interest in how did this world come to be, why are we in the situation that we are, and what is happening if we cannot do anything together because we are in an energy system. Whatever you think, somehow, some way, we are blocked. But what we think around the globe will change things, especially if we put it into action. I seen, look, across the street is the tax collector. We're all on the same side. We'll just stop collecting. If we don't work together and you see something's wrong, then why do we keep doing it? Is it ignorance? Is it because we want the money on the table, but we're struggling, we don't have it anyways? You see, it's hard for us as individuals when we know there's nobody behind us to put food on our table. But the person who's going to take your home away is just like us. And the tax collector is just like us. And the policeman is just like us. Who is not like us? Very few and far between that want everything from us. That if we learn how to come together and stand up, we can turn everything around. Now, the conscience, the main conscience, there's many conscience. I don't know if I'm going to say this right. And there's the energy information network being fed to this planet. We're all born, and as it's understood, we're born through Luna, the moon of planet Earth, the known moon of planet Earth that was given a name, Luna, the singular moon of Earth. But according to this dice, Earth has to have a negative and a positive. Mars and Earth, the negative and the positive coming together. Like I said, these 6 days of creation, the 1 day of rest. To where we have the weekdays and the cap is the weekend. To where we have the day of miracle, miraculous, which is a Wednesday, to the 3-1, 3 days, all in expressions. These are skeletons of words, described only if you understand how to read what they are. And I'm reading what they are, but it doesn't mean my hypothesis is actually true unless I can put it somewhere to tell the story along with another story. Hey, look, it's just like the week. We have three sides comparing the two sides of our week with one central point. Either we have a weekend where it locked up the day of rest to the Sunday, the day of sun, the suntan, the tan, the tin, the tin man. What did the tin man come here with? We have to also implant, and this is from the 60s. I make a lot of this stuff since I was born in the 60s, and I'm 60. I was born in 63, and I take everything from the 60s. I can take it also before the 60s, but right now I have to discuss what I know, what I learned. Because if there is a deliverance to each and every individual, you have to partake in your life and then extend it to the add-ons. There's a lot of add-ons. There's 364 days in a perfect year. There's 392 days in a perfect year. 14 times 28 equals to 392. We need to work it based on X number. What number is that number, and why should we run it on that number? And let me go back to the beginning, that the information is fed. If there's information fed, will it occupy space? If there's information coming in, is there any information going out? Are we losing information, or is information being replaced? Can you replace something in a scrapyard? We turn it into gas. How much space will that gas take up? So we're living in that fishbowl. So what's happening? The information and energy is building. Now we need to do what with it? Where do we put the information? We'll put it in all the newborns. Before they learn anything new, they're already smart because they're picking up the information that has never been shared with those prior to their birth. So they pick up their information coming in here, already upgraded into this world with our birth. So now we have to dumb down the system because we can't have these kids smart enough, because then they'll be able to figure everything out, the final result. We'll mix up all the languages of the world so no one can talk to each other. We'll break up everything apart so we can never come back to the beginning ever again. Why English? Why French? Why Spanish? I say it in the orders the way because of my understanding of the words. Why Hebrew? Russia has backwards letters telling me a story. I can't do all the letters because if I put all the colors together, what color will I get? I don't know. So I take a red and a blue. So let me get back to where I was. I was talking about the number 2, right? Because I'm all over the place, right? So we ended up knowing that 6 days to a touchdown. But I want to get my tea in the kitchen. And if there's anything you need me to talk about, if there's something I said, that's why we got to do this in a group. I want to take more time off and be able to just sit here all the time or in a group, create a program. And I know Messer, the Keys to Wisdom has a program. I'm not sure. I'd like to be able to create one where I can put my nursery rhymes in. I want to do it in English. I want to see how they switch the English for French words in a nursery rhyme. There's a program on TV called The Golden Girls. And I'm not sure if they changed it to Les Quatre Cœurs or Les Carreaux, which means diamonds and hearts. And you do know about the diamond and the heart, right? You know about that, right? You know about the club, the spade, the diamond, the heart. I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to show you a card. I'm going to show you these cards, right? Hold on a second. This card over here, although it's a heart, right? I'm not showing it properly. Let me do it this way. Here's a heart, right? But if I go down and I only show you the bottom over here. Let me see, did I do it properly? Will you see the diamond come out? And then when you see the diamond over here, you see the diamond come out. They changed it just a little bit so you see the little bubble. And then when you have this card and you have this card, what I can do, so let me do it this way. It's okay. The cards were meant to do this, right? Oh, that's the wrong way. Let me see. Is it this way? And is it this way? No. Hold on a second. Is it this way? Oh, okay. I lost it. Just give me a second. In fact, just let me, it'll be easier if I rip it. Right? I'm just going to rip it. Make it easier. So now I ripped it. So now you can see that over there, right? And you can see that. So you see it? Sort of look the same, right? See the stand and everything? But when I put this one back and I put that one back, one is a spade, one is a club. So they're made to look like each other. It's made to look like each other. So we'll get rid of this right now. Each face of the dice cube is a 9. 9 times 9 equals 81. Each one is a 9. There are 9 of them. 81. This is one face. We need 9 of these cubes over here. Each face, 3 and 6 show is there 9 spaces. So here we have 6, 3, and 3, and we have 3 in the center. Build back better. We can look at it that way, unless I don't want to lose where we are over here, unless we use, can we use this? Or can we use, can we do this? I have to make sure I don't lose where I am. Can we do that? For build, just use the number 3. Okay, and there's words where B and R. When you see these 2 letters in a word, right? That's the king and the queen. That is 91 the spirit, okay? And it is 78 the gateway. The sounding of this is B and R, or how about if we just went like this? Okay, let me get back up here. Let me finish off with before I interrupt. I'm going to get on with this. I'm going to get my tea in the kitchen. I'm going to come back. If you have to go to the bathroom, go ahead. And please do not hesitate to interrupt me. And somebody, if you can, try and replace me. Tell me where I was, and I'll try to keep up with the comments. Because since 2005, I've been doing this. At the beginning, I was like all over the place. I still am all over the place. I still don't have anything in order. It's like a big chaos. But when I talk about something, I know what it is. I know where it comes from. I must drum up a hypothesis of a thought and share it. And then we have to interact with it. Like I said, I was talking about the energy. So this energy is like, let's call it water. So the water just keeps building. And all of a sudden, the moon shines bright, very bright, until the water descends from the moon. The energy comes out of the moon. The A letter, before I get on and before I come back to explain this or explain that or give you my hypothesis, is this the A letter that we have? Is this the A letter that we have? You notice I can run 2 lines on this, right? But the thing about the A letter, we can also run it that way, right? Is that here, and here is what I see about the A. Luna, Demas, and Phobos. 3 moons, 2 Venus, and a whole and a half Venus that occupies the 2 Venus because it's the 2 planet. But it shows up at number 4, which is the 4th planet, Mars, telling me it's 2 times Venus coming together. The E world comes together in Mars. Let me just put this in base before I go get my tea. In bowling, it's 3 in a row. And I like to start in the 10th frame. I automatically start the game at creation 30. When I say Venus, it's because what happens, what I understand that happens. Now, I'm not really sure if I want to do it this way, but it's like this. Venus becomes here and here. Now, where's the other Venus? Boom, it becomes here and then here. But now they don't call it Venus anymore. They call it Mars. 2 times Venus. So when you're saying times or using the X, what is the X value? The X value is 10 in Roman numerals. Now what happens is we have to have a construct. How are we going to take and put all of Venus together? And then create another part of the Venus. Mars, as I understand it for reasons, I'm going to explain it to you. I'm going to come back. I must get a drink. I must go to the kitchen for a minute. I'm going to get a drink. I'm going to explain this, Mr. Messer. I'm going to come back and take a look at that. We can go over it, explain it to me. Oh my God, the tea was empty. Just give me a second. Oh my God, yes. I haven't drinking any of this. What was I looking for? Just give me 1 minute. 1 minute. Oh, am I walking on that? Okay. Okay, let's see where we were. Okay, first I'm going to finish what I started here. I hope the camera. So what happens is that Mars, because it's number 51, I can only draw 1 line. You see, I already have the 5 over here, but it's 5 dots. 5 dots and 1 dot. When I have Earth, I have 2 lines. I'm going to just make this paper bigger. Okay, actually, I'll just show you the basic form, the smallest form. I have 2 lines. Now, is it the 2 lines this way Or is it the 2 line this way? 11, 11 from whose angle? You're standing here. I'm standing here. What is my face is over here. Your face is over here. So these are the 11, 11 coming together. Now, when that happens, this also happens, but we're not going to get into that. So here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12 dots for Earth, but I have 9 areas. When I square it off, I add another 4 dots. So I end up with I, L, D, those basic letters. The 9 area, okay, with the dots. So Earth becomes 33. Mars can be split this way. It becomes 22. Now, when you create the full, we also can split it this way. But we aren't creating any more spaces inside of this. Now we can split it inside. When I split it inside and outside, I now create 1, 2, 1. Oh, I get 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I create 4 extra dots as X marks the spot. And over here, I'm just trying to see all the angles of this base creation. When I connect the entire area over here, did I connect the entire area over here? Yes. Now I connect the entire area over here. And when I do that, I create, sorry, I didn't get this one here. I create 3, 6, 9, and I create 9 extra dots. So how many dots do I now have? 4 and 12 is going to be purple. 8 apart. Anytime you have 8 apart, it represents number 15 and 1. We're going to call that the game of pool. We're also going to have 6 pockets. And we're going to have 4 in the corners. And we're going to have 2 on the sides. Now we're going to have 4 and 12 because the purple ball is the 4 and the 12 ball in pool. And lo and behold, 1 and 2 is 3. It becomes the 12 and the 4, or let's call it 3 and 4, Earth and Mars coming together in purple, which is noted to be red and blue. 40 and 27 equals to 67. Mars, 5 and 1, 6. Earth, number 52, 5 and 2, 7 happens to be that gateway. The E world, or the B, letter B and E coming together into the E world for Earth. So here we're going to end up with 9 dots, okay? And 4, 8, 12, 16 dots. And 9 dots, we end up with number 25 dot and 9 area. So it becomes I, Y, and also when you add it up, it becomes J and G. J and G comes from over here. J, G, H comes from this one over here. 5 plus 2 is 7. So we're going to just show you the 7th letter. 5 times 2 is 10. So now I'm going to show you the 10th letter. 10 plus 7 equals to 17. So now I'm going to show you the Q letter. 1 plus 7 equals to 8. And that's where the H comes in. So by fabricating through the numeric value of Earth, I will create these letters. Now these letters have reflections to them. The reflection of J is Q. It just so happens J and Q, Jack and Queen on the outside and the inside, right? Then we have the reflection of G is T. The reflection of H is S. And then we have the J letter. What does it say? I have to work on it. But inside of Jack and Queen is Jack and Queen, and that's 7 and 8. What is 7 and 8 equals to 15? 7 and 8 equals to 15. 15 happens to be Mars. But when it's the reverse of the numeric value of Mars, which is 51, there's many ways to look at this, and I'm not the end result. I look at it as 1/4 of 60 seconds of creation. 1/4 equals to 25 or 52. So already I know the numeric value for Jack and Earth is 2552. I also know that this number 58 or number 85 represents 2 and silver. It also represents matrix. 13, 14, 34, 44, 52, and 9. 52 and 9, 61, 71, 81, 85. Silver is also noted to be in second place. And if you note on silver, 51, Mars coming together. Silver, not sliver, right? Sliver, silver. I just put it as 51, but it's the I letter. So we understand, we have to understand, and we have to think, and we have to believe. Or we have to not believe what we don't know. Now, I didn't finish showing you the Mars aspect of this, where I can take 4 parts. Why 4 parts? Mars is 4 parts, and each one of these is counted as 2. So I'm not sure if you can see it. 1 part, 2 parts, 3 parts, 4 parts. And it's plain it's 4 parts in the 9 parts. Earth is the 9 parts. Mars will get 4 parts. Mars will get this area, this area, this area, this area. 1. This area, this area, this area, this area. 2. Then they'll get this area, this area, this area. 3. Then I'll get this area, this area, this area, 4. So you have 4 by 4 inside of 9, dividing the night and the day. And if you take a look, when you look at this, you can see how it's raised off of the 4 pillars. Now we added up the numeric value for Earth, right? Where there was 16 and 9 dots equaling to 25, but there's always 9 squares. So the total is 34. 34 represents cold. Cold represents blue. Hot represents red. Hot, red, and blue equals to what is purple. Purple is the 4 ball and the 12 ball and pull, which equals to the 4 and the 3 ball, which the reverse of this is this. 6 and 4 is 10, 7 and 3 is 10. The diameter of the moon in kilometers is 3476. 3 and 4 will eventually create what is AI and SkyPass. Those words will be created through this. How are these created? 1 times 1, 1 plus 1. 1 and 2 is 3. How do we create 4? Give me a second. Well, okay, yes, we create 4 through 16. 4 times, we create 4 through 16. 16 or 61, the church. Invert it, it's pirate or it's spirit. So here's how it goes. 1 times 6, 6. 1 plus 6, 7. 7 plus 6 is 16. 7 plus 6 is 13. And that's how we create it. 1 and 6 will create 4. 1 and 1 will create 3. Now, let me show you this piece. One and 6 equals 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 6 equals to 7. 1 and 1. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 equals to 2. 6 plus 7 equals to 13. 1 plus 2 equals to 3. Now this is the P letter, and this is the K letter. Does anybody know the reverse alphabet of these 2 letters? That's the reverse alphabet of themselves. And it will create what is 3 and 4. But inside this creation, okay, it will create another 3 by the multiplication. And we also have to understand the queen, right? When we look at the queen's hat runs this way. Look at the queen. So we're going to have one line, then we're going to have 2 lines. Now we're going to have 3 lines. Now let me do that again. We're going to have 1 line. We're going to have 2 lines. We're going to have 3 lines. These 2 are cut off. This will be spinning around. You see the angle on this? See all these angles? I have to figure out what they are to better understand which area is being closed in its rotation, right? In its bow tie rotation. We don't connect this one because if we do, it becomes 8, 1 2 point, 3 4 point, 5 6 point. Okay, and 6 point is the max. The minute you put 8, you bring it to a stop. 8 is an octagon, 6 is a hexagon. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals to what is 6 and 8. The cat, she never sleeps. Or she sleeps all the time. What are you doing? Hey, pretty cat. Also, 5 and 9 will create number 42, and it's a cap. 8 and 2 is 10, 6 and 4 is 10. It creates a cap of itself. So we have this, and where else does that sign come from? Well, we're going to get that sign somewhere else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to do the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now we have what they call this star, or we have the square. We can also look at the square. You know the square we have? We have the square, and then we have 33 on each end. I think they also call it sigma, right? This is the signal testing system from A through M, the first half of the alphabet. So inside of this, what you have is you have this area over here, and you have that area over here. So it might look a little bit similar to this. Can I open it up all the way? I did the bottom half. This has to be the Star of David, the Magen David, because it has to be divided. There's one side, and then there's the other side, and the rest of the add-ons that I don't have the full formation of all the time. I'm never sure which way to go with the right? So you have this part over here of the star, and then you have this part over here of the star, like 2 diamonds coming together, like 2 towers coming down over here, and then what is it? The other tower coming down over here, maybe like the sand. So can you see how it comes down like that? Don't forget, we only have 1 moon. When I made this design before, which design is it? Over here, the moon of Earth and the 2 moons of Mars, demons and phobias. I'll finish down with the colors after. Okay, we just have to know that purple is 88, window is 88, and Mars is that window. It's the 4 window of Mars. Other than the window at the Trinity Church, it has that circle in the center. One of them's talking about Mars, one of them's talking about Earth. Purple, red, and blue, which is also hot and cold. 43, DC, 34, Republican, Democrat. We have to look at the mule and the elephant inside the equation. 33 times 47. 6, 22, 6. Just going to leave that on the side for now. Where were we? We were with, yes, the moons of Mars. So what happens is Mars is the 4th planet. We're going to give it 1 moon of operation. Earth, okay, is the 3rd planet. We're going to give it 2 moons of operation. 3 plus 2 is 5. 4 and 1 is 5. Liberty 55. Now, where does that come to be? Let me see if I did this right. Over here is number 14. Over here is number 23, 37, 16, 19, 18, and 21. The 7th inning stretch. Where does all this come from? Where does all this come from? Where does all this come from? This comes from the roulette table. Comes from over here, right here. Right over here. See that cube over here? This X. Where you get the X from. Let me do it up here. It's easier. Where you get the Y from. Did I do that right? Yeah. Where you get the Y from would be number 14. It's going to represent 1 and 4. Mars with the Earth, Moon. Over here where the X is. So now Y is 1 and 4, and X is 2 and 3. Did I get that right? 2 and 3. Yes. Okay. So what is this? This is the roulette table. Okay. Each one of these lines down here, this line here, see, it's got 1, 2, 3 areas, and then I connected. I'm supposed to overlap this, but as a single person, that anyways, I didn't do it. It has to be done. Okay, we need to create a program so I can move all this stuff around because everything is moving parts. When you look at the ring, what is over here, and these 2 areas that I described to you 2 minutes ago, on each side of the Star of David, you can see the hexagon that's over here. You can see the octagon connects 2 areas. This is 1 through 36, and it's repeated all the way through. In this one over here, it's upside down. I put them upside down where Y and Y connect together, but one of the Y's goes to this side, the other goes to this side. This is an empty space all the way down here. And the empty space is occupied by connecting the 2 sides together. All the yellow is a dark number or a black number in roulette. When you see it through the center of the hexagon over here, okay, you see the 2 empty spaces here, like the 2 dot on the deck of cards. When you see this over here, this is when 17 and 20 under the QT comes in, quiet. That's what the numbers are. All these numbers here are 16 and 19, 18 and 21. When 18 and 18 comes together, this is 36 and 42 in this area, 78. In this area over here, it's 32 and 38, 70. So here it's, so the reason for that is because I'm flip-flopping them. On this side, it'll be 18, then it'll be 18, 17, 16, 16, 17, 18, 18, 17, 16, 16, 17, 18. That's why I'm saying I can merge them together and only work with 2 rows. Just a picture somebody took of me. If you look at my head, there's like some kind of monkey on it. Okay, we're gonna go back to the beginning. I want to go back to the comments. Then I'm going to come back and continue on where I was. It shows there's absolutely nobody here, but I don't believe that. What if we count the voids? 6 equals 3, 5 equals 4, 4 equals 5, 3 equals 6, 2 equals 7, 1 equals 8. Yes. 6 and 1 is 3 and 8. Yes. Yes. 2 and 5 is 7. Yes. And 7 and 4 is 11. Yes. And 3 and 4 is 6. 5 and 6 is 11. 3 and 4, okay, is 7. Yes. 11, 11, 11. Yes. Yes. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly this cube over here. Exactly. Exactly. Okay, I'm not really getting that exactly, but when I put this up here, one is high and low. Well, actually, the ace can be used as the highest card and the lowest card. And there's a game where when you have the worst hand, you have when you have the lowest hand, I'm not sure how they play the straight, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. And then you have it, the worst hand, because you have to have the best and the worst. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 would be the worst hand, unless you want to use aces high. And the cube shows you that the 1 dot is apparent on both sides. If I drill this dot, you'll see 5 on 4 sides. You know, if you want to look at the rules in the casinos and walk into a casino with your lawyer, right, and put $1 million bet on the table and throw the dice and say, I'm going to get 18, and they'll say never. And you're going to say, I'm going to get 18. In fact, I'm not only going to get 18, okay? If you're only counting the top of the dice, I'm rolling an 18. And in fact, okay, that's the only 18. But the thing is, okay, you are either going to have a 16 void. Okay, let me mark this down. 8 and 8 equals to 16 void, and 1 and 1 equals to 2 dot. To where 1 and 2 equals to 7 and 8, okay, equals to 15 void, and you're going to have 1 and 2 equals to 3 dot. Let me mark this down. Right. Then what you're going to have is you have 2 and 2 dot. And what you're going to have is you're going to have 7 and 7 equals to the 14 void. DNA. This one and this one are your basic creation. The math is 1 times 1 equals 1. 1 plus 1 equals to 2. 2 plus 1 equals to 3. In this one, it's 2 times 2 equals to 4. 2 plus 2 equals to 4. 4 plus 4 equals to 8. So your base creation is 3 and 8. Your inside creation from your exterior creation of what 3 and 8 is this one over here. 1 times 2, 1 plus 2 equals to what is 2 equals to what is 3. 3 and 2 equals to 5. So inside what is H and what is 3C, you have what is E. But it's created from AA and BB in order to create this situation. We can call it ABBA. But since it's made by both A and B, it can be called A.L.L.A. At the same time, it can be called AEEA or AJA if you want to look at it that way. Where do we get all this from? You can also call it AAA or ASA. The reason for this, okay, is that B and A is 1 and 2. You can also probably say the word, I'm not sure how to say it, but hallelujah eventually will come out of this. Because what happens, it creates the B and the E together, the 25th letter. it'll create in its base creation, because we have to understand bringing of all of the forms of the letters. I'm not saying that properly, but anyways, we have this. Then what we have is 3 with 2 dots. So we have 3 and 2 dots. 2 and 3 equals to 5. Okay, dot. To where we have 6 and 7. That's where Earth and Mars comes in. By the way, it's the ram and the pig. WD. Why does WD come in? I have to remember of it. The ram equals to number 32. W is the 23rd letter. The reverse is D4. This equals to 13. This one here, I like to use it as 13M. And what is 05E? It says me. And the total is 18. And it creates R. It creates mare. Or REM. Maybe the dream sleep, the 45 minutes you need to get in before you dream. Mare also means ocean. It also the one spirit of the heavens. 18, 36, 54, 72. Through the sun, inside the house of bait, but we are the birth residency, angels of 12. Here's my hand. I'm going to draw in the middle of the air. What did I draw? Did I do the number or did I draw a letter? Is it a letter or a number? If it's a letter, it's a B. If it's a number, it's 13. If it's a letter, it's an R. If it's a number, it's 12. What is 12 and 13? They're the last 2 letters of the primary of the first 13 of the alphabet, ending at M, L, M. Now, L and M are not singular letters that say anything, but they say something in French. They said she loves. If you're French and you understand this, L, M, the L and the M says she loves. It just so happens, Mr. Messer, that when we were doubling up on the 4 and the 5 before, 4, 5, 5, 4, it's 3, 6, 6, 3. It's the only letters that double up to the void and the dot. Okay? Love is 3, 6, 4, 5. And the male and the female organs are also 63 and 54. The female organ is the same numeric value as the sun. The male organ is the same numeric value and includes the 5 and the 1, which including Mars inside of it. Okay? And also when the S and the I come together, that's 28. That's your birth in the heavens, 9 and 19, AI, created from the half-life. But I'm not going to get into that. I think I mentioned that before. Some people weren't here. It comes together when we have to create 3 and 4. I have to create 3 and 4, and I create 3 by 1 times 1. 1 plus 1 is 3. The reverse alphabet of what K is P. Always has to be 27. And then you can see 2 and 7. The 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 6 and 7 is 13. 1 and 3 is 4. We create the 3 and the 4 out of this. We don't need any more than this. This will create all the numbers. These 2 over here, P and K. This will end up at 19 and keep repeating on the plus side. This one over here will go all the way up to number 29. This will go to 19, and this will go to 29. 19 and 29, when you bring them together, it's 39. 9 and 9 is 18. 1 and 8 is 9. 1 and 2 always comes together in creation, whether it comes through as the spirit in heaven or the spirit at the gateway. 27 in the house of bait, or 18 into the sun. Venus is number 81. 9 times 9, 9 plus 9 equals to 18 and 81. One way it's 18 and it's Resh, the R letter. In Hebrew, the Resh is the 20th letter. I use it in English. I reduce it and move over the alphabet for the English saying. So that's what we get. Let me get back to that P and K again. So I'm gonna show you how that works out. So what it is here we have K 11. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 will equal to 1 and 2 equals to 3. 1 times 2 equals to 2. 2 times 3 equals to 6. 2 plus 3 equals to 5. 5 plus 6 equals 11. Right? You see, we're back to the 11, but we're on the 11 on another level. 6 times 5 equals to 30. 30 plus 11 equals to 41. Now I can go 30 times 11, okay, but 30 times 11 equals to 330. This is going to be our rotation later on, but what I do over here, it's 30 plus 11, and then, yeah, I did that. 30 plus 11 equals to 41, okay? Then after that, what I'm going to do is 4 times 1 equals to 4. 4 plus 1 equals to 5. D-N-E. D-N-E? D-N-E-A. You can use it as Dean or Dane or DNA, whichever one you want. Remember, Scrabble, you don't have to use all the letters. Just give me a second. I don't like the camera's not focusing. So we have that. Now 5 times 4 equals to 20. 5 plus 4 equals to 09. Now we have 29. 2 plus 9 is K11. 2 times 9 is R18. This is where it splits afterwards, but it stops here because 18 and 11 goes back to 29. Now we're going to do the reverse P. P is the 16th letter. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6 equals to 7 equals to 6. 7 plus 6 is 13. 7 times 6 is 42 plus 13 equals to, I think I skipped one of them, equals to 55, right? Whoop, my cat's tail. Okay, so yeah, I skipped the 11. I'm going to just continue this to the end, then show you the in-between parts. 5 times 5 is 25. 5 plus 5 is 10, equals to 35. 3 plus 5 equals to 15. 3 plus 5 equals to 8, equals to 23. Now we've come all the way around, and we joined what was over here. 2 times 3, 2 plus 3 is 6 and 5. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 plus 5 is 11, equals to 41. 4 times 1, 4 plus 1 equals to what is 5 and 4. 5 times 4, 5 plus 4 equals to 20, and 9 equals to 29. So these two full equations match the same thing. They're the reverse of each other in the alphabet, and the mathematics is the same. But we're going to further on, and we're going to go over here. When we do this one over here, right? When we put one forward step on this, number 42, we get 8 and 6 equals to 14. You notice now they're on two sides of the alphabet. 8 and 6 divides the house. 8 and 6 divides the house. 15, 24, 33, 62, 53, 44. 6, 6, 6, 8, 8, 8. So the 15th letter is O. The 24th letter is X. XO. The two together equals 39, equals angel 10. But angel 10, 3 by 13, I'll get to that if I remember after. And over here, okay, you have no letters in the alphabet but Z. But I'm going to get to that in a minute. Now, if you took a look at the dice, if I flipped over 6 and 2, I'm supposed to see 1 and 5. If I put it on 2 and 4, I'm supposed to see 5 and 3. If I put it on 3 and 3, Look at that. I got to turn this one 180 degrees to get there. If I put this one on 3 and 3, I have to see 4 and 4. Now that everything is perfect, we have to have and understand the mathematical equation. What I was doing over here with this 13 is to note, because angel equals to 13 and it's 3 by 13, where does 13 show up? 13 shows up over here. And then there's going to be the math equation. 9 and 4 equals to 13. Remember that angle. It's not a 45-degree angle. It's in between. Okay, so we have 9 and 4, 13. We have 7 and 6, 13. We have 7 and 6 equals to 13, right? Now, we on the bottom side, on the top side, we have 5 and 8 equals to 13. This is going to be the division between day and night. 1 plus 3 is 4, creates 44. The mathematics will show you it creates a division of 3 areas, 120 degrees. Sorry if I skip over things. You're going to have to ask me. There's a lot of branches. There's a lot of, it just keeps branching off, right? So when you do that, if you wanted to use basic dots, right, these 9 dots, then I would connect this one here, right, 7 and 6 with 9 and 4. And now we have General Custard. 9, 4, 7, 6, 8, 5. We have General Custard right over here, right? Now the invert of that, okay, is where 4 and 3 come together and 6 and 1 come together. So 6 and 1 comes together, right? And then 4 and 3 come together. Now the thing about that, 5 and 2 come together over here. So now we have to do this. So this is what happens to it. You have a crisscross area and you have the pole going in between this area. Does it have anything to do with the DNA? I do not know. This will be 46. This will be base 49. And this one will be 44. This one's going to be eternal. This one's going to be birth in Mars. This is going to be a division, your 2020 division. 20% of the E world 5. 20% of 5 is 1. Plus and minus 1, 4 and 6. That's your operator. And the words that go with that is 15. You can look at it that way. 50, that equals to 64. Or you can go 10. The dog house. That's the same numeric value. I don't know what operator is. 18, 33, 40, 50, 54, 64, 72, 77, 87, 93, 103, 108. I think that's what the operator is. 9, 15, 16, 17, 18, 27. Let me continue on. Where was I? 6 and 7. OP starts together 6 and 7. Right away it tells me about Earth and Mars. 6, 7, 5. Excuse me. 6, 7, 5, 9, 1, 2, 6, 9. Look at that. Look at that, how perfect it is. In the birth rotation through the gateway, 7 and 9. I'll explain those numbers also. 15, 16, 17. Oh, 17 and 18. Wow. 15, 16, 17, 18, 27, 37, 38, 39, 45. That's perfect. The word fox is 45. So where did we get with this? Yes. So I showed you how this whole thing is formatted between 13 and 7. But the Mayans, okay, run their calendar as
7 areas here, and then over here are 13 areas. 13 by 7 is 91, plus 20. 7 and 13 is 20, is 111. The heart of 36 numbers totals 111, 16 through 21. 91 is the spirit. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is what will create that 7 over there, a smaller house from a larger house. The bigger numbers recreate the smaller numbers. So I showed you that. I showed you this now. We went with 13 over here. We know that the end result where it brought us, right? 55 brought us to 11. 42, okay? 14, right? We created 14, and it'll create us back right over here. This number comes right over here, but this number does not. They split between the two. This one will turn into 29, and this one will turn into 3 and 4 equals to 12. And I can't see, my cat's stretching right in front of me. 1 times 3, 3. 1 plus 3, 4. 4 times 3, 12. 4 plus 3, 7 equals to 19. So this will be 19, end result. This will be 29. If you add them together, it equals to 48, which is the word son. If you add them over each other to a single digit Pythagorean count, it'll be 3 and 18. It just so happens that when you bring 3 dice cubes together, the minimum you will have sorry, because I painted the dots. The minimum you will have is 3. But the maximum you'll have is 18, 666. 3 creation to 666. So it becomes 888, 111, 666, 333. 24, 03, 18, and 09. 6399. That's our base creation. CF. I don't like that. This is okay. Let's see if I got that all that in. 48 is the sun. 48 is the ring. 48 is the pole. 84 is Pluto. 48 is the sun. When you put 4, 8, 8, 4 together, you end up with 31, 13. If you reverse the 8, 4, 4, 8, you end up with all 12s or 3, 3, 3, 3, the pig's pregnancy. When you want to bring it to the 7th gate, why I did this, 4 plus 3 minus 1 equals to 31. 8 minus 1. Or you're going to do this. 4 plus 3 is 7. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1 plus 6 is 7. So you're going to go 3, 8, 8, 3. So when you do 3, 8, 8, 3, we're back to the beginning again. We're 11 and 22. 1 times 1, 1 plus 1 equals to 1 and 2, 3. 2 times 2, 2 plus 2 is 4 and 4, 8. The CH in the church that comes together. This will create 24 and 11. It'll divide the gate of creation. This will create 5 and 3. EC, dividing the gates of creation, 35. We can do that because each one possesses a dot. They both possess dots. Also note that ACE, 1, 3, and 5. All of these possess a singular dot. ACE, the first, third, and the 5th letter. Also, the word sun to a single digit count is 1, 3, and 5. Matter and energy. You can also look at it, if you want to look at it that way, we're going to go orange. Why is 13 and 5 reflecting orange? It's reflecting orange for the reason, not because it's red and yellow, which is 27.9, and yellow is 92.11, 9.11. It has nothing to do with that. It's because the 13 ball in pool is orange, and the 5 ball in pool and the word says me. Matter and energy, me. 13, 1 and 3 is 4, 4 and 5. 4 and 5 is what divides the grown-ups, the sun and the moon. The alphabet ends on M. A through M equals to 91. And then you go N through Z equals to 260. A, E, I, A, E, I, A, E, I. Hold on a second. O, U. 9, 10, 15, 76 and 15. This is 36 and 224. What is this? The alphabet is split up A through M, N through Z, like America Zion, right? This becomes 1 and 8 and 3 and 9. Mathematics, 1 times 9, 1 plus 9. 2 times 6, 2 plus 6. M, 13. E, 5. So this becomes M and E over here. I'm just trying to see where I was going with this. Yes, it divides the alphabet because M and N divide the alphabet, the 13th and the 14th. 1 and 3 is 4. 1 and 4 is 5. Remember, it created 20 and 9 equals to 29. It created the IT system. IT from DE. It splits the male and the female, so it's a split sex. The reason for this is just as we start with A and B, we will go backwards for M and L. The 13th and the 12th equaling to 25. The first and the second equals to 3. So now we know the convert of the two, the conversion to the exterior of one half of the alphabet is 5 and 2 is 7 and 3. When we do the whole thing, it becomes 3 and 8. Full mathematics here, full mathematics here. Should I be multiplying 3 by what? Nothing? Or should I be multiplying, there's 1 3 here. Well, there's only 1 5 here, so we're doing it to the singularity. So the end result will be here 3, and it will be 3 with 1, and it'll be 3 with 7, and it'll be 3 with 8. Those are the 3 equations that show up. There just so happens to be 37 and 38 numbers on roulette. 31 is a key number in the 31 days at the 7th gate. This number, okay, will also be this number. They fit together because of this equation. 7 times 3 equals to 21. 7 plus 3 equals to 10. They equal to 31. It gets reduced into itself. So the 37 removes down into this. 7 and the 8, the G and the H, creation of the gateway in the heavens, between the two worlds. Now what happened here is it's the boy 169 plus 1, and it's the girl 156. I'm going to use plus 1, or one of them should be plus 2. I'm not really sure which way I should go with that because of the moon birth. Where do I get this from? Because I'm representing the moons in this situation. Why? Why? Because of the bar mitzvah. Because of the bat mitzvah. To go up. Where do I get this from? The bar mitzvah, 13. The bat mitzvah, 12. M and L. Also, the king is the 13th card, and the queen is the 12th card relevant to the game you play. In blackjack, okay, the ace is 11 and 1. So when we have the bar mitzvah, what happens is it's ended. Your age has ended. When you have your first birthday, what does that mean when you have your first birthday? It means you have gone through 365 and to the 1 day of birth, your leap year, your birth year. 29, the 14th Valentine, which takes you to the 54, the sun, and then brings you into the birth. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 5 and 4, 54 or 45, the numeric value for the loving angels and the sun and love. 3, 6, 4, 5 to the short count, P and E, and then you have the N, and then you have number 51. And number 51 over here begins with Roman numerals mixed up, right? And you have that gateway, the 7 and the 9 come together, right? This is a G, by the way. Doesn't it look like a 6, right? And you have North America, right? Where you have the magic lantern that comes in. So you have E-I-N. Sorry, you have G-I-N. You have the jinn that comes in here. The sin that comes in here. This will equal to 63. This will equal to 54. The total is 117. 7 come 11. When you have 7 come 11, do we have 8 and 10 talking about October, or do we have 3 and 4, Earth and Mars, coming in as the creation student? 1, 2. 1, 2. When 6 and 5 come in, 1 and 2. You're missing 1 and 2 in here. And your 1 and 2 recreates these numbers here. But I don't want to do it so lowly. It's just that when the male and the female in their next year, in the year coming after the bar mitzvah, the next year starts, the woman starts this one, the man starts this one. 13 and 14. This will be number 7. This will be number 9. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3, 3 and 4, 7. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 4 and 5, 9. 63 and 16. What these will create. I'm not going to get into the full math because there's many roads I can travel with this. Why do I call this the sun and the moon? This one will create 5 and 4, the numeric value for love and the sun. This one will create 3 and 4. Why did I call it the moon? I forget. There's a few reasons. I don't remember exactly. 13, the angel number. You remember 3 by 13? 31, 13. The cube is number 31. This equals to 57. The next one is like this. 31 and 13 and 31 equals to 75. 57 is moon, 75 is electric. 57, 75 equals to the year 2015. When I pick up these dice and I put the 1 up or the 6 up, or I can flip them over, be the same thing, right? But when I do that, right, this one can only count the number 5. The highest number will be a 5. This one, the lowest number will be a 2. 1 is missing and 6 is missing. So you'll be going 1 through 5 and then 2 through 6. So when you do 1 through 5, you automatically turn it over and you got 2 through 6. It's absolutely perfect. Mars and the Queen. This equals to 20. This equals to 15. So when this equals to 15, we're going to have 15 plus, we're going to have, let me think, 33, we're going to have 15 and 30. 30 and 15. Did I get that right? And when we have this one, I am going to have 20 and, just give me a second, and 25, if I get that right. This one, they both equal to 45. This one's bringing in 20 and 25. This one's bringing in 36 and 3, 7 and 2. Inside the house is the birth. I'm just going to explain to you why. When you see number 1, there's 8 areas that are not accounted for. There's a total of 54 on here. If 8 are not accounted for, I go 54 minus 8 equals to a total of 46. Now, since we see the 1 and there's 21 dots, right? And there's 21 dots. Hold on a second. Since I see the 1 here, right? Which one did I do? Right, I took away. Since we did this one over here and the 8 dots are missing, right? There's a total of 54. There's a total of 21 dots. 21 dots minus the 1 dot equals to the 20 dots. Let me see if I got this right. Take away 8 equals 50. 46 plus 8 is 54. Okay, so now we got 66. So now let me show you the exact count. We have 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 equals to 20. When we have 6, we have a 3. When we have 5, we have a 4. Look at this cube. When we have a 4, we have a 5. When we have a 3, we have a 6. When we have a 2, we have a 7. 7 and 6 and 5 equals to 18, plus 4 and 3 equals to 25. 25 and 20. When I flip it the other way, I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 equals to 15. And then you're going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. 15, 26 equals to 30. 5 and 4, 4 and 5, 3 and 6, 2 and 2, 1 and 2 and 7, 1 and 8. 15 and 30. This is the way tennis goes, right? You're playing 10s and 20s. What is 10s? What would 10 be? Let me see what 10 would be. That would be 5 and 5, 10. So it's showing me sky pass, area space sky pass. There's 5 areas here and 5 areas here not used. Or we can go to 44 this way for area space. So we can do it 2 ways. 55 goes 2 ways. 55 with a 44 void, right? In the 4 void is that one passage, this area in the center. Do you follow this area in the center? Let me see where I am so we can understand that. Now, the thing about 5775, if we multiply it, that's Hebrew time. That's regular Gregorian time. If you multiply it by 13, why 13? For the number of moons there are in a year, 13. Don't add the leap year on because that's an add-on, right? Look at that. It's just absolutely perfect. The 7 times 5, 7 plus 5 will equal 47. 7 times 5, 35. 7 plus 5 is 12. The word for time is 47. So when we say time after time, it sounds like halftime. Okay, I'm going to read what's up on the board. I'm a little bit zonked here, so I don't like to leave out. Let me see. Really, there are 9 in every face, though. The tie goes to the player. But when you play Baccarat, right? When you play Baccarat is 8 and 9 natural. So 9 would include all the sides, and the 1 would only include the side with the 8 on it, the heavens. 6 times 61, 366. I like that. 6 by 61 equals 366. We also have to get there with 2, 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? That's the base value, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think we can do it that way too. The other way is 6 times 91 equals to 546, the federation of the sun. Federation of the day of creation on the sun, because man's creation is on day 6. When you use numbers, we can use all 3 of them, 54 and then 6. We can use 5 and 46. We can use 3 and 6 or 6 and 6. We can use them in different ways.
Right. We talk and we don't understand each other, or we say things, right, in which I have a lot of trouble doing. We can't explain ourselves, or we say things the wrong way, or we say things to antagonize people. We say things because we want to antagonize or teach. We're always doing it the wrong way, and people take it different ways, and everything's misunderstood. Right. 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 Same air bubbles. I'd have to basically understand that. I think B is to show one side of both sides and the above and below. Also, we'd have to look at it a little bit different because of the moons, the one moon for Earth and the two moons for Mars. Um, Yes, always. I don't know why you're saying it that way. Yeah, for me, it's always out of in chaos because there's so many things going on at the same time. A and B Latin Ordo. I like that. Right. The new world of Ordo. Now, Ordo, you can be in the center and you can have 8 points. But if you have 8 points, how many doors do you have? You have 4 doors if there are 8 points. Is that correct? Sigma. Tell me more about Sigma, because when I began this project, it was return. Sigma can also be written as so I'm not sure if you can see it this way. Anytime I see S and I, right away it's Mars, and then GMA, which is 7, 13, and 1, which is the spirit comes together 7 by 13, which there's 13 cards in each suit. There are 4 suits, 2 black and 2 red. If you accumulate them together, there's 26 and 26 cards, although there's 52. You can also associate the cards in 39 cards and then 13 cards. The reason for that is there's 3 sets of cards that are not the same as the other cards. So the first set of cards would be 2 groups, red and black. So now we have 13 and 13. We have 26 in each of these. Now what happens is we bring in this suit here, right? This suit has to now be removed from this suit, because when you turn this upside down, there is no direction. So this suit is separate from the rest of them. And now all we're going to use are the suits that we can see the difference and not the suit that we can't. So there's 3 suits and there's 1 suit. With this up and down, there are a total of 91 points up and 91 points down. In this suit over here, it's not the same. So we're going to go over that right now. Yes, personality. How that gets in the way or it doesn't get in the way. We each have our own personalities, but I don't believe it that we going to change certain things because of those personalities. It's our choices of whom we decide to be. Either you know or you don't know. Either you could or you can't. So we have the, let me get this.
Okay, I'm just going to get a something in the kitchen. I'm going to come back to continue. Personality, 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 personality. You know what? We have our personalities. I like to joke, right? Some people don't like when I joke, yet we're all trying to get on the same line. You know, I'm a little hungry, but I can't eat because we're going to bed, you know, so. Okay, so we have the ace is 1 up, or we can look at it as 1 down. We have the deuce, which can be 1 up and 1 down. Hold on a second. I need to get another pen. And I'm going to do this a little bit different. It could be up or down, but it's one or the other. We're not going to mark this one like this. We're going to go 1. We're going to go 0 or nil. Then we're going to go 3. So we have to go 2 up and 1 down. Now we're going to go 4. 4, we're going to go 2 up and 2 down. You notice these two over here, right? Which one creates 3? Which one, right? And it's only this one over here, the deuce, 1 and 1, that's going to create your 3 creation. And your 2 and 2 will create your 8. This will create your 3. This will create your 8. This will create only 1. This one here will create 5. A, C, E, H. Now what you're going to do is you're going to have your 5. So you're going to have 3 up and 2 down. And over here, when you do that, you have 6 and 5. 3 by 2, 3 plus 2 is 6 and 5, 11. 1 and 1 is 2. Now you're going to have B show up over here, although it's going to be 11 in this situation. And then what you're going to have is you're going to have your 6. And with your 6, you have 4 up and you have 2 down. 4 times 2, 4 plus 2 is 6 and 8, 14. 1 and 4 equals to 5. You now have E. This is when your gateway gets divided, 6 and 8. The opposite of 6 of 33 is 44. Mass space. 33 mass, 44 space. There's other things, but this will create 9 and 16 equals 25, which is area. And this is going to create 16 and 8 equals to 24. And that's going to be your 24 hours a day. What divides here is Earth. Together creates 49, which is the word green, the word 8. And it brings your 9 birth into your 4th planet. 2 to the power of 2, 3 to the power of 3. 33 is Earth. 22 is also known to be ape. 22. And that's your Mars planet. So now we have the 4 up and the 2 down. Now we have the 7. 7, you have 5 up and you have 2 down. 5 times 2, 5 plus 2 equals to 17. You have 8. You now have H. Now you have 8. 8, you have what? You have 5 up, and now you have 3 down. 5 times 3, 5 plus 3 equals to 15 and 8, 23. Ho, ho, ho. And now you have 5, and now you have E. Now you have 9. With 9, you have, let me see if I can remember. With 9, you have 5 up, 2 down. 1 up, 1 down. 3 up, 2 down. 4 up, 2 down. 5 up, 3 down. The 9 is going to be, I don't remember. I don't know why. I think it's 5 and 4. Yeah, the sun number. The 9 is going to be 5 up and 4 down. The 9 is the only one that inverts the 3 inside the sun. Your 9 and your 8, your naturals. This will equal to 11. That will equal to 2, and that'll equal to B. So it's ACHEBEHEB. BEHEB. So is it EHB? EHEB. Now when you get to the 10, you go 5 up and 5 down. But just like 1 plus 0 is 1, we've now completed the series. 5 by 5, 5 plus 5 equals to 25 and 10, 35. 35 equals to 8. Now you have H. So what did we get? We got ACEH. And at the same time, this is what was created. This says sun, 258, 258, 258. Every time you see these 258s, 552, all these will create Qs. 258, 552, all these can come together right over here. Not these. These are separate. This is your AB creation. Your 13. So here you have 9, here you have 15, here you have 15, here you have 5, here you have 15. Here you have 12. Here you have 10. Here you have 17. 8, 1, 3, 5, 6, 6, 9, 6. Okay, but anyways, that's the formation that we get. I'm going to have to do this a little bit further on, but also I have to show you that I must connect this one here with this one here. Then I'm going to have to connect this one here with this one here. After that, I'm going to have to connect this one here with this one here, and this one here with this one here. I'm going to explain to you why. Then I'm going to get back to this. Because in the Mayan grid, or their grindstone, they run their grindstone as 7 and 13. Also, the inverted calculator is 7 and 13. 9 and 4, 13. 6 and 1, 7. 7 and 6, 13. 4 and 3, 7. 8 and 5, 13. 5 and 2, 7. So there's a rotation going on inside of this. 13. Now 7 by 13, 91. There's 13 cards in the deck. 91 is the word spirit. Where do you get number 19 from instead of 91? 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 equals to that equation. Although high mathematics never go past 99.
99. 9 times 9, 9 plus 9 equals to 81 and 18. And that's the highest number you can get when you multiply yourself. That's where you start off from. The spirit in the heavens of 1, which is that 1 dot, or number 18, inside the Third Reich, 18, 18, 18, playing with 3 cubes. 3 on the low side, 18 on the high side. So now let's get up to this and see what we did. 5, 10, 15, 20, 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. We have 33, if I did that right. Here we have 5, 9, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. I have a total of 55. So did I do that right? 55. Now, how many suits do we have? Right? When I add up 1 over to 10, it equals to 55. When I add up 1 over to 10, it equals to 55. And the mathematics for that begins at this number. 1 times 6, 1 plus 6, 6 and 7. 7 times 6, 7 plus 6 equals 13 and 42 equals to 55. Now we started with this, right? I created 1, 3, 2, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 creates 5 and 5 from 76. Earth and Mars creates this equation. So I am going to have what is two suits of numbers, 1 through 10, equaling to 55, or 110 and 110. Who brought down the towers? We're not going to count Jack, Queen, and King, because the Jack, Queen, and King equals to a total of 36. So we get Jack, Queen, and King 36 plus the 55 equals to your total of 91. 9 and 1, 10 and 9 coming together in Jack, bringing all the cards together. There are no up points. There are no down points. I'm only counting the points. So since there's 55 total, there's going to be 3 times 33 is 99, and there's going to be 3 times 22 is 66. They invert with each other. If I do the mathematics and add it up to a single digit once, I end up with 9. If I do the mathematics, I end up with 3. 6 times 6, 36. 6 plus 6, 12. 12 and 36, 48. 4 and 8 is 12. 1 and 2 is 3. Angels come together. Saturn comes together. When I did that math piece in the last page of 5775, that when you go to Moon Electric, which is 5775, it's 13 and 31 and 13, or it's 31 and 13 and 31 equals to 75 equals to 57. If you look up orphans, on the roulette wheel, if you look up the orphans, let me see if we can get the orphans. Orphan roulette, right over here. Orphelin, you look up orphan, it's the same thing. 3 areas, total 57. 5 areas, total 75. So it's 75 divided by 5 equals to 15. 57 divided by 3 equals to 19. SO. Coming together, number 34 or number 25. 2 and 5, 7, 3 and 4, 7. Where does this come from? The reverse is H and L. I'm just going to see what that value is. 12 and 8 coming together, where 3 and 8 comes together. Creation of the heavens.
the electric moon. Where does all this come from? I divided it. Sorry, I'm not sure if you can see this. Where does all this come from? I divided it by the numbers that it took to get to it. And I divided it by the numbers it took to get to it. 1 and 9 is 1, 1 and 5 is 6. So that's your basic creation of those numbers. I add them up to a single digit. Always to multiply it by 3, divided by 3, but really it's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's your base model. Then you skip 5 because 5 cuts everything in half. 5 times any number. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. So what happens? I went from 5 to 6. Now 5 times 4, right, is 20. 2 plus 0 is 2. So I went from 5 to 2. So this is what happens when you multiply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You get 9, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. 5 times 3 is 15. 1 and 5 is 6. Now, if I add up 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, I end up at 9, 4, 8, 3, 7, 2, 6, 1, 5. Does this look familiar to this? The same thing. So what happens? I went down by 3. Here, I went up by 2. Between here and here, I went down by 2. So I went down by 2 here, down by 2 here, up by 3 here, up by 3 here. Here, I went, so let me do this again. Here, I moved 2. Here, I moved 2. Here, I moved 3. Here, I moved 3. Over here, I moved 3. Let me see that. Over here, I moved 4. No, hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. I'm working it into the, here it's 1. Sorry, here it's 1. Here it's 4. Here it's 1. Here it's 4. Here it's 0. That's my shift between here and here. 5 times 1 is 5. Hold on a second. 5 times 1 is 5. The difference between 1 and 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. The difference is 1. So we can see how this is absolutely perfect. So we're at 22 and 33. 33 is the Earth. 22 is Mars. So it's Mars playing a role inside of 33, playing a role inside 11 of the division between night and day. Now, what is the difference, okay, with what 5 is? So if I go 5 times 6 is 30, the difference is 2. The difference over here is 2. The difference is 3. The difference is 1. The difference is 4, 0, 3, 2, 0. Let me explain it to you. 5 times any one of these numbers is going to equal these numbers. And then what's the difference to number 5? So the number is over here. So inside of this, we get the same over here. The difference between 7 and 5 is 2. 3 and 5 is 2. 2 and 5 is 3. 8 and 5 is 3. 1 and 5 is 4. 8 and 5 is 3. 4 and 5 is 1. 2 and 5 is 3. So you can see how it fits in between here. Let me see, did I get this one right? 8 by 5 is 40. There's a 1 difference. Okay, so yeah, this is the way it sets up in between here and here. 5 times 2 is 10. I'm trying to see, did I do that on the same row? 5 by 2 is 10. Oh, no, there's a difference of 4 here, right? 5 times 1, 5 times 2, 5 times 3, 5 times 4. 5 equals to 5, so there's 0. 5 equals to 1, 4. 5 equals to 6, 1. 5 equals to 2, 3. 5 equals to 7, 2. 5 equals to 3, 2. 5 equals to 8, 3. 5 equals to 4, 1. So the formation runs right over here. 132231, 132231. That's your base of this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is 1, becomes 1, 1, 1. Whew. Okay. Get to the comments. We are who we are and we choose to be, but there's those who are just closed in the box and just have no way out. There's no way out for some. And there's no way out for those who think differently, because I don't know what I don't know. I'd like to know in my own fashion. I can't handle everything what some people say. It doesn't make any sense. Should I still be there listening? Because I don't know what I don't know. So how can I go? So it becomes very indecisive for very, very many people. Sometimes it's so hard to take a chance. I mean, to just stop wanting to know. And then sometimes you just know so well, you don't even want to listen anymore. So we're saying, I'm not listening to that. And then someone's going to say to you, oh, you're the one who's open. You won't listen to it. But, there's irrational conversation and irrational thinking, that there are those who just can't understand why some people just walk away. And then when you walk away, they say, narcissist, but they just don't know. Well, creation in the image of, depending on how you want to create the game. In this game I took a situation like this. I'm going to build a part, and I'm going to build all the parts the same. All the parts, because that's all I know. I says, how can I do something different? If I'm only seeing this, how can I have a different point of view? I'm going to make another one of me. I'm going to make many of me's. I'm going to mirror me. Just going to mirror me. I'm going to put a central conscience. So that every time one of me's talk, I'm going to know what they're thinking. And then I'll teach the me, AI, how to decipher certain things. And then I'm going to have to put some rules and regulations, use some graph paper for a better understanding of positioning, because we all know in graph paper, it's 1 dot, it's 2 dots, it's 3 dots, it's 4 dots. Every time you put a dot, it's telling a different story. 2 dots can be on each side of the spectrum of an area space of a square. It can be here or it can be here. If it's here, it's only what is it doing? If it's here, what is it doing? Where your dots are. So now that I've created all of me to a central conscience, and one went that way, 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 and we all saw different stuffs. Now, where are we? We're in the land of Mother Nature. And we watched. And guess what? Many of me made other me's to their rules and regulations. And we kept just making me and sharing everything to a central conscience. But did I put into the game that none of me's can create their own conscience circle, that I can't know what they're thinking at all? No, because every one of them is a fragment of me. And every time one of me's thinks, I know everything. Now, do I have enough time to go and check out what all of me is doing? Because I'm only one of me, so I have to have many more of me to be able to figure that out. Because if I was, let's call it the creator of the game, let me call this the God of ABCs. We're all the gods of our own ABCs. So what happens? We've learned and we've built and we've defragmented and we learned all that we need to know. But why did we create me? Where did it all begin? I can't go that far back other than don't bust my bubble. We have to have many, 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 many bubbles. And I created a piece of artwork showing suspension in order to keep area space, always have area space. And the way I of, and then I did that, 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 and that, and that, and that, and that, and then I went and I did that, and then I did that, and then I did that, and I just kept going around, but I always saved the nest. I just went all the way around, so no matter what bubble busts, we just build another bubble around the nest, and we have to protect ourselves from out here. We have to live inside here and protect ourselves because we are in the force of nature. All that we use to create, we're always fighting against it because what we use to create can destroy us. Because we don't know what we don't know, but we do know right now how we were able to protect the nest. We knew everything that it took to connect, to protect the nest before the first light would arrive to the nest. And it took many millions and billions of years before we blew up the balloon. We blew it up, creating the skies before we came down to this planet. The created planet of Darwin, R-A-D. Well, tell me how you're confused. How are you confused? This is what it is you go and you create 1,000 robots. And all these robots, they go and all of a sudden it's got an electric eye and it sees there's a wall and it stops going towards the wall. Stops going towards the wall. So it knows not to run into the wall. It knows it has to pick up the dirt. And it knows that every time it picks up dirt, it records it and it sends it to the central station. And then when the central station is full of the dirt, we throw out the bag inside the vacuum cleaner. And then somebody recycles the bag and they read everything that went on and all the dust that was there and it learns all the science. So now I had to create many more of me that were going to study the science and share it with all of us. Anyways, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Been here for 2 hours and 12 minutes. For those of you who are watching this in the future, you want to help out the channel, that'd be great. I can stay. We can just meet somewhere, you know. I can just take this spot and just meet outside this square that I'm in, somewhere where there's a little bit of sunshine, maybe a little bit of snow. It doesn't matter really where it is. And we can create a system or just a program that we can better understand everything and from everything. All about the games, every single game. When I talked about that 2015, the dartboard is 20 and the pool table is 15. When I add up 1 to 15, how perfect it is, it equals to 120. When I add up 1 to 20, okay, it equals to 210. The dartboard shows me that I have doubles, triples, and singles. It also shows me a red eye and a green eye. Green is yellow and blue coming together. Red is nature's way. Well, just because I'm using it as a prime. So red, use it as a prime. Yellow, use it as a prime. And blue, use it as a prime. So yellow and red will create the orange. Yellow and blue will create the brown. Red and blue will create the purple. Did I get that right? Yellow, blue, and red. So when I put, let me do this as A, B, C. So when I have yellow and red, that'll be 92 and 27. When I have blue, 40, and red, I got 67. 119, 67. When I have red and yellow, oh no, I did that already. Let me think. What else did I have? Red and blue. Oh, I did that already. Red and blue, red and yellow, orange, purple, orange,
purple, green. So let me take down the camera and do this over here. When I have red and yellow, we have 27 red. Let me get a new page for myself. I have red 27, yellow 92, blue 40. So when I take red and blue, 27 and 40 equals to 67. When I take yellow and red, okay, well, I have to finish this off. Hold on. I'm going to create purple, which is going to be 88 from 67. There's a 21 difference. Minus 67 equals to 21. Then I'm going to take yellow and red, which is going to be 27 and 92, equaling to 119, is going to equal to orange. Orange equals to 60 minus 119 equals to 59. And this can also be 29 or 11, just to let you know. Yes, 21 or 11. Now, when I take blue and yellow, 40 and 92, it equals to 132. It can also equal to 42. 4 and 9, 13. 1 and 3 is 4, and 2 plus 0. And when I create the blue and the yellow, the blue and the yellow, I'm going to get green. So that's going to take me to 49. So did I get them also? Did I do yellow and blue, green? So when I get, I did red and yellow, red and blue, yellow and blue, blue and red. Did I get that all? Did I get yellow and blue? Yes. Yellow and red? Yes. Yellow and red? Yes. Red and blue? Yes. Red and yellow? Yes. Blue and red? Yes. Yellow and red, blue and red, blue and yellow. And what happens if I put them all together? Red and blue is purple. I add yellow to it. What happens? Becomes a lighter kind of purple. I'm not going to do it, but anyways. So this is the basic you get with the colors. So now, not only that, when you get red, you have one. When you get, you have three. 3 red, 1 yellow, 2 blue. You have 11 red, you have 9 yellow, you have 10 blue. Where does this come from? When you play the game of pool, you're going to have the 3 red and the 11 red, the 1 yellow, the 9 yellow, the 2 and the 1, and this is your total. It'll be 14, 10, and 12, 5, 1, and 3. 5, 1, 3, and 5, ace. 1, 3, and 5, sun. Matter, M, and energy, 5E. And you have me, Mars and Earth, coming together. One caps off the other. Oh, red, yellow, and blue for brown. That's what I thought. So brown is number 72. So now we have the blue sky, the brown earth, inside the house of bait. If you have any questions, we're going to be ending this video right now. I appreciate those who are here, those who will be here. The greatest thing you can do, if you can help out the channel, that'll be just fantastic. Something that you can really do that's really good is download these videos, share them, ask questions. Let's work together. Let's create a program that can enter the rest of everything. We're working off an old analog moon that has no more storage space. The 3 moons that we're working with are the 2 moons of Mars and the 1 moon of Earth. We're working with many other moons, but these are the primary. Just to note that the letter A, if you take a look at it, it's the D letter with the C letter coming together. This shows me this.
It also shows me this, and it shows me this. When I have this, I can create the H. When I have this, I can create the Z. When I have this, I create the N. When I have this, what you don't see is how I split the ace, and I have a two-sided ace, or more or less what you can see is a pyramid that's starting to appear, and that's where I have the I letter coming in. When you have the single point at the top, you will have Mars. When you have the double point at the bottom, or let's do it over here, you will have Earth. You have Earth in the beehive, and you have Mars at the point holding on to Earth. And that is your ace, a creation of these letters. The homozion, number 64, the operator of 10, 26, and 14, the doghouse in the sun, right? Doesn't that look like a doghouse? And anytime you see a point, it's showing distance. So if I would create this ace letter, right, what would be the distance? Just trying to understand this formation of the ace. Let me do that again. Okay, so then we can put the ace over here. But what if I just wanted to continue on the ace, right? And meet the foot here and continue on the ace and then meet the foot here. What if I wanted to create more than just one ace? What if I wanted to create and split it up here? Right? What if we were able to, I'm just trying to see something here. I just want to see. So what if we, and maybe we don't need the ace at all, but maybe the ace is just part of the program.
Nothing new under the sun. Let's go welding. Let's go parachuting. Let's go welding. Red, yellow, blue for brown. Good night, Tammy. Good night. Wow, that's too funny. It's Tammy, 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 and Tammy. Tammy, me. Tammy, at me. Oh, at me. Oh, my God. At me. Tammy, Taatme. Location, at, in the sun. At me, Tammy. I never thought of that before. Peace and love to everybody. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You want to say thank you? You want to come and say hello? You want to say hello? Oh, you're going into the box, eh? Oh, yeah. I'm getting in a box. Look at me. I'm in a box. The cat's inside the house. Cat's inside the house. Should we bury the treasure? Right? Because all the information, right, is being recycled. It goes in here and it comes out, and over a period of time, like magic, gets recycled. But the cat does it a little different than the dog. You know, we go to the hydrant, but we don't get hydrated, right? I see there's 4 people here. If you don't know me, this video is now over. I do what do I do? Can somebody write a story and tell me what I do? What do I do? At what size does it begin to be 100% of itself? Each one of these, at each one of these sizes, when you draw it over this, there's realities that you can and cannot do. Obligations, each one is a cell. Weights and measures, periodic table, Sports, hockey, baseball, football, soccer, darts, pool, bowling, um, tic-tac-toe, Keno, all the casino games, any word in the Bible, any letter that's ever been created, English, French, Spanish, Hebrew numbers, Hebrew letters. If I did other letters, I would connect other letters. Everything must be drawn square, graph paper first. Let's square everything off, and then we begin. 90% or 1/3, no such thing. There is no 0.333 other than in numbers, because it's 8 and it's 9. It's all of 8 or it's all of 9. All of 8 or all of 9. 2 by 2, 3 to the power 2, 2 to the power 3. When you have 75%, you have actually 90 parts of 120 of everything, because we're not using the whole game. There's always one area space that it's like the blood, you have to have that area space to move forward. You can't push something forward. You need that like little ball here, and then we're following the ball moving forward. We're working with 3 parts out of 4, but our life is all in the 3 parts of the 4 parts, but those 3 parts are 75% is 100% of our life. ABC, 1, 2, 3, or 10, 20, 30 equals to 60. BCD equals to 9 or 90. ABCD equals to 100%, but we're never working at 100%, because one of those percentage is is what is our creation. ABCD 10, ABC 6. So it's 60 seconds of our 10 creation, which the 10 you never do see, because it's our life that plays on in the 60 seconds. 10 and 6, 1 and 6, the day of rest with the 6 days of life. I don't know if it makes any sense to you. I'll explain it. Thank you very much, Tammy. We still have a lot of work to do. We're grinding. I'm hoping that we're coming to the end. The 2030 is that end. Will it end before? When will we see the new beginning, the light coming out? When and where will this Messiah show up? I believe also this Messiah will show up, but I also believe that the Messiah is actually the entire world, when we all conceive the final light of the truth. And that's the true Messiah, is that when we all show up together. No one can say what is legal. What is illegal? What is legal? What is illegal? What is right and what is wrong? But if it's right, it is left. If it is right, is it Republican? Is it red? Is it left? Is it blue? Is it a boy? Is it cold? Is it number 34, compact disc? Or is it red, Republican, right? Left and right. Who can decide what's legal and illegal? And for what reason does a majority always have to win? The majority does not always have to win. When you are going to be on the right path, and that we can all understand the truth about the common or natural law, that is when everybody will say, okay, it's none of my business, and we will move on. Because you can't decide for another, and everybody has to understand. And if you knew everything was abundant, most of us would probably, or some of us would probably not work, right? If we knew we can just go to the store and get anything we want, what would we do? We'd stay home. But you have to know that if we were made in the image of, if this was a game and God had to make in his own image, we had to have rules and regulations for a reason, because none of us would eat. And isn't there a pleasure in eating? Imagine if we never had to eat ever again. But then you need a home, and you can't get into anybody's way. I can't get into your way. You can't get into my way. So we put up lights and stop signs. Now there's one part at the and it's that ABC, ABCD, BCD, 9, 10, 6. So when you have
33, right? 33 of the 45, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 equals to 45. But it's when you reconnect the 1 after the 9, it equals to 55. That's your sky pass. When you have that 10 connection, you are playing up here and up here for the total of A, B, C, D. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 plus 3 is 6. Here is the 9. Here is the 6. Whoop, I wrote night. I didn't want to write night. $52 and 42. 94 Uranus. Sun. Urantia. Day 6. That's what this does. This N will show a division this way, and the Z will show the division that way. I really don't understand basically what it means right now, but I'll figure it out. When you have the M, it's 4, 5, and 6. Federation. 4, 5, and 6 equals to 15. So you have 6 and 9 coming together, showing us the 8. We also have to know that we have one line going here. We have one line going over here with that division. Is it division of the two eyes? Is that the division? So we can see that it's a 6 that comes over here. What I mean is 2 lines, 2 ends is 6. So we have 6. Call that Jack. Now what happens is we add on that next line right over here, where the next 2, right? The numeric value for the queen is 62, by the way, and this one will now be the octagon. When you lock up these 2 positions here that do not have to be locked up, precursor to the creation of this, now we create this extension. And now we have the star. We add in the lumid, making separation. That's where the lumid comes in. And now we have this star and the transfer from the towers, one going that way and one going that way. And we can create the central tower to the 2. Central tower to the 2 towers. The one tower they built between the 2 towers, right? And then they had, was it building 7 over here? Or building 7 over here? Right? And then how would that building would come in like that? See the way it stands up here? Anyways, that's the way I see this reality. And then we just plug one more down over here. See the way the 888 comes in? 8888. 8888. So what happened to my 6? There's many more questions, more designs that we have to design for a better understanding. You know what? We can't answer all the questions because we don't know. We can imagine, but I don't think energy, once you have that conscience that you can put into anything, and once you take away some of the phobias and the demons from our thinking, wherever we are, usually it's a happy mind, right? When your mind is happy, the good vibration, where should we get that vibration? The way we think here on this planet,
There's just so many things you can do, right? Oh no, I did that before. I'll do it again. I've done that before, but let me see if I can draw that nicer. And there's another way to do it also. It mixes me up sometimes. Which way should I do it? I'm just trying to think. Which way should I do it? I don't know what's going to come out which way, so I'm just looking for myself right now. And then we have and note that number 7 is right over here, eh? And then we have excuse me. And and then we can also do it like that. So the one puppy encompasses the other puppy inside of it. And then we can close it off like that. I'm not really sure which way to do it. But anyways, this is the base of it. Then we can just come out here. And then we have our starship. We can continue it on. And now we just have a cube. So we can continue it. Just trying to see which way I can do this. And I have to leave these 2 empty spaces. See, it's not me actually doing it. It's the guidelines of this paper. And remember, this can be the Earth or the Mars perception. Remember that Mars is this 4 box and Earth is this 1 box. So when we change it, I get to have 4 dots for the Earth and I get to have the 1 dot for the Mars. So it becomes the 4 area, okay, the 4 area with the 1 dot. And this one becomes the 4 dots with the 1 area. So they invert to each other. Now when you complete this one, right, I have to ask myself the question. There's other things that are going on. This is going to be number 17. When I bring these 4 areas together, right, and I can't do it in this formation, right? I can't do it in this formation because this will lock up. This area is valued at 8. Okay, now it might seem a little confusing, but I'm going to explain it to you. That the only way to really create it is to create 4 of them. And the reason for that is because in the game of roulette, when you put a chip right over here, it pays 8 to 1. This chip over here. If I put a chip between these 2 areas here, or this 2 areas here, right, that'll be 17 to 1. If I put a chip in each one of these areas over here, that'll be 35 to 1. Note that 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 is 8, and 1 and 7 is 8. It's all 8s that the payout is inside of that. So how do I get that formation?
when I'm doing the singular cube of Earth. I have to understand the difference. So you can see what's going on between these two. I'm just trying to see. So you can see this diamond there. I just want to see, can I do that to that space? Going down. I want to see what happens if I go down. Can I do any more to this? So these are the basic two cubes that we're playing with inside of this, because Earth wouldn't be like this. See, if it was Earth, right? If it was Earth, let me see if I can do this. If I was designing the Earth model, let me get a little light for myself so I can see. If I was designing the Earth model would be, see, these are obligations. It's not my choice. This is not my choice. This is by choice of this paper. The paper is telling me what to do. So we did that. And now with this, I have to do that. And then we're going to do this formation, Lamed, Lamed. And then we have this that's in the center. Now, our base, I want to see where my base is. My baseline is here, here, and here. So you can see my baseline is the same 6. See the way it seems to fold on you or on me? And then we're going to run it here. Whoop, didn't do that straight. And then we're going to and should I do the same one? So let me I'm not really sure if I should what I should put in the center here. We have green. Just give me a second. I'm trying to get this green out. You know, I make my whole desk a mess. So now let me put green here. You know, you have bullseye, eh? The red. And then you have the dartboard. The dartboard is telling me about this. So one of them is going to be 22. This one is going to say 22 is going to be 4 and 4. And this one's going to be 33. And it's going to be 9 and 6 equals to 15. This one equals to 8. This is H, and this is O. H, O. Division of night and day inside of Mars. This one will reflect this design. So now let me take a look at this design, see if we can see something between the two of them, what's going on. See here, instead of having 8, we now have a double decker of 8. And it was an obligation for this design to do this, almost like army stripes. Another way we can look at this, I'm just trying to see, I don't really want to ruin it, but I can do that and that. Let me see, can I do? Okay, so this is going to be this base formation over here. Now, should we color in the windows? I, okay, 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 okay. Just okay, okay, okay. Okay, now, what can we do to give this a little bit more form? Maybe we can put some fur on it, right? Let me see this. I've never seen that one, and you do the two multiple times, but I've not seen. Wow, I'm reading very bad, but not seen this one. I've seen your old ones. Hold onto the page with it from 3 minutes ago. I have to figure that part out. Bless you. Did I sneeze? Did I sneeze? Oh, okay. Football with the boys at midnight. Oh no, you're in Arizona. That's like 10:30. That's very cool. Okay. So now when I look at this, right, I'm not sure if you're which way you're looking at this, whether you're seeing it standing up or whether you're seeing it like this, up, down, up, down, up, down. Tunnels. One tunnel this way, one tunnel this way. Do you see the illusion that's going on? And I'm wondering what would happen. I could have did stripes also. I'm not sure. I can also, I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it into my paint and I'm going to see what happens if I did 3 stripes, right? You remember the star stripes and spangled banners and stuff, right? We have to understand where everything comes from, the importance of things that are mentioned over and over because it's going with a natural flow. That's why we said the national anthem in the mornings or in the nights. So now we can see this a little bit different, a little bit different. Now, if I just colored it in a different way, just trying to see what else is going on. So it looks like they're going down this way. At the same time, if you stare long enough, it looks like they're going this way. See the way they're going this way and this way? But yet, if I tell you it's going down this way and this way, see the way it's going down? But it's not, it's going that way. Then this one is going down. So, anyways, you can see where the X is, you can see where the Y is. At the same time, we can also understand that when you look at this cube, the 5, so the setup over here is the 5 oranges to the 4 void, the 5 dot to the 4 void, or the 4 void. See where the blues come in to the, see that? You have 5 here and 4 here. So where you have 4, you'll have this one over here. Do you follow the way that pattern goes? So it's very hard for the eye to imagine what exactly is going on. So when you look at the the king in the deck of cards, and sometimes the king is holding up a sword, right? Would that be the sword that the king is holding up? Stars and stripes. It's one way or the other. This is going in all directions. This is just going in one direction. So the question is, should I keep skipping or should I do it like that? Should I make the centers the same? So it's a little concocted. I'm not really sure which way to go. I can keep on going. I think I'm a little bit tired and worn out. How you doing, girl? How you doing, girl? Hey? Okay. Departed. Okay. Is that I'm trying to figure out, is that Departed? So are you the one? I can't call you of any name. I just know from the region of Las Vegas. Is that you? Groundbreaking. It's funny that you said groundbreaking because it's a building. It also looks a little bit like a monkey, no? Two eyes, the pineal gland, the mouth. Which way can we hold this up? Can we hold it? Hold on a second. Let me hold the book this way. Can you hold the book this way or this way? See, our world is actually on an angle. That's the way it should be. The same way the queen's hat is on an angle. I see it this way. See the multiple levels that it's on? And then this is the face, the monkey face that we're at. Anyways, tired. Peace and love. Share. Like I said, if you can help out the channel, that'd be fantastic. If you can, if you're the owner of a hotel and you want to bring in a crew of people and invite Mr. Tackpans and whoever else needs to come down, and we can have a work on this to eternity until we bring peace and love, until those who don't understand the zen of life. I don't even know which way to say it, that every religion should come together and forget about the legion, what you're stuck on, and change that for the absolute truth, the zen that brings us together in harmony, where we understand we all have to work. We all have to take a bath or a shower. We all have to keep clean for reason. When you understand reason,
the rationality will start to be invoked upon yourself by yourself. And we're going to just stop. We just have to stop. You do as you do, and you do as you do, and that'll be your result. People just have to understand, just like people who are drinking and alcoholics, will that happen in the future? Will people abuse? And what do we do with these people who abuse? Where do they end up? Do we just keep pumping it with alcohol and then they die? Just keep pumping them with the drugs and then they die? Why are these people not vibrating properly? I believe that if we were vibrating properly, the abuse would go way, way, way down, but we're not vibrating properly. That's what I feel. I just feel we're not vibrating properly. Anyways, peace and love. This isn't reality TV. No, but this channel shows you the absolute of the absolute, and then it questions everything else that's part of a hypothesis, just because we don't know where all the chaos that became information, where it goes. Just to note, if you want to know one thing, 3.14159265 is 933369696. Switch pi over for this number. If you want to do pi, find a program that will recreate pi. I'm hoping to maybe start it again this week. I'm hoping also to get into the Chinese zodiac for a better understanding of the Chinese zodiac. Also, I wanted to work on the carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen. I also wanted to work on Allah, Muhammad, understanding Europe, Asia, Africa. There's something that's going on inside of it. When you see the I and R together, the S and I together, they're telling stories. When you see AU together, it's gold. If we want to understand how the formation on our graph paper works, note that in Roulette, the shapes are not square. They're like this. I should be doing my work like this and not the way I'm doing it. I should also do it in this formation. So maybe I'm going to add on one more piece. Let's see if I would have made my 9 like this and then did my 6 like this. You notice the way I have to go 1 below and then 1 above, -1, +1 in this situation? Or would I absolutely be doing it like this? Or would I be doing it, just 1 second, I'm trying to think. Like this. When you go to roulette, the boxes are something like this. They're not square. So what I have to also figure out is there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Right? Since I go 4 down, 4 times 3 equals to 12. And I go 3 across. 3 across. If every single box was like this and you went 3 across, whoop, that's wrong. I have to, hold on a second. If I went 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, if I went 4 across per square and I went 3 numbers, I would be 3 by 4, 12, and 4 by 3, 12. So therefore, I would have to work with this one. So by working with this one,
Hold on a second. The artwork would come out like this. So we would have to change my whole formation. So now we sort of have one that goes that way, one that goes that way, one that goes that way. Unless, see, should I do it this way or should I keep it this way, right? So we're going to finish off like the last one. I'm going to come to here, and then we're going to go like that, whoop, like that, and like that. And I'm just trying to figure out what I did in my last one. Come together with that and with this formation over here. Did we get that full formation? Yes. So now do I draw these lines out? You see, it's easier to. I'm just trying, hoping that I'm not seeing too good right now. You know what? To bring everybody together, it's easier to bring everybody together with truth than with lies. So this is basically. I'm just trying to see how it would look. How would it look? How the wings would look. So we have this formation here. Hold on a second. So here's the basic formations. We have one, then we have two, and this is the formation I believe we should be working in. And they do this in roulette, also in Monopoly. In Monopoly, the corners are square, but not the properties. Properties are like this. Now I'm stopping when I get to here. It's 4 properties using up 8 areas. Then it's 1 property owning up 1 area. And then it's the same thing over here. 4 properties using up 8 areas. Although I think it should be this size. This is the minimum size for Monopoly, because all the corners are square. That means all of these have to be rectangles. So the outside lines of going around Monopoly will have 169 areas, or the board will be 13 by 13 area space using up on the graph paper. Sorry, not 168. It's 1 plus 168, because it's going to have 1 center area. And surrounding it is going to be 48, 40, 32, 24, 16, and 8. 8, 9, 10, and 14, 20, 28, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 16, 168. You had 28 on the first one, and then you had 8, 11, 12, 13, 14 on the second one. One with 5, 1. When I add them up to the single digit, 2 by 7, 4 by 7. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm burnt out, and I think everybody is left. So toodaloo, good night, peace. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Peace and love. Share. Thank you for watching.